Hello everyone, welcome back to our class. Today we are going to continue the physical divisions of Africa. As we learn, the physical features of Africa are desert region, African plateaus, lowlands and basins, mountains, rift valleys, drainage. So we completed the first three: desert region, African plateau and lowlands and basins. In this class we will discuss about next three physical features of Africa, that are mountains, rift valleys and drainage. First one, mountain. There are mainly four types of mountains here discussing: fold mountain, block mountain, Ethiopian highlands and residual mountain. So first one, fold mountain. We all know that one. What are the fold mountain? That already we discussed, already we learned in the 6th class. So fold mountain, the Cape ranges in extreme south of the region. Extreme south of the region we can find the Cape ranges. These Cape ranges are remnants of ancient old fold mountain. Remnants means the part of ancient old fold mountain. These Cape ranges are the part of ancient old fold mountain. These ranges are not very high. We know that one. Old mountains are not so much high because of some weathering. It is height will be reduced. So these are not very high. The Cape ranges partially enclosed two areas which are great steppes extending from coast to South African plateaus. That about the Cape ranges. Then they are called Karroos. These Cape ranges are called Karroos. And next one, the Atlas Mountains of Northwest Africa are young fold mountains. So in fold mountain, two types of fold mountain. One is old fold mountain, that are Cape ranges, and another one is young fold mountain, that is Atlas Mountain. Atlas Mountain in Northwest Africa are young fold mountain. That are the example of young fold mountain. And these Atlas Mountains were formed at the same time as the Himalayas and the Alps of Europe formed. Same time they also formed. So this about the fold mountain. Mainly two types of fold mountain, that are Cape ranges and Atlas mountain. Next one, block mountain. The East African Rift Valley extending from Red Sea to River Zambezi has block mountain on both its eastern and western flanks. East African Rift Valley has so many block mountain in its eastern side and the western side. Flanks means it nearby the places, near the places of the Rift Valley. Near the places of Rift Valley we can find so many block mountain. Example of block mountain is one example is given: Mount Rwenzori. Mount Rwenzori. Next, Ethiopian highlands. Most of the highest peaks of the region are volcanic mountain. Most of the highlands are volcanic mountain. Most of the highlands are volcanic mountain. These mountain lies close to the Rift Valley. This is most of the mountain. There are volcanic mountain, and most of these mountain close to the Rift Valley. Mount Kilimanjaro, we will hear this word, hear this mountain. Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest mountain in Africa. It is a volcanic peak. It is covered with ice and snow. Then another mountain, Mount Kenya, Mount Elgon, Mount Cameroon, Mount Kilimanjaro, the Ethiopian highlands, and Mount Rwenzori. I will read it again: Mount Kenya, Mount Elgon, Mount Cameroon, Mount Kilimanjaro, the Ethiopian highlands and the Mount Rwenzori are other important volcanic mountains of this region. So this is about the Ethiopian highlands. Next one, residual mountain. Ahaggar and Tibesti Plateau in North Africa are the residual mountain. Two examples of residual mountain which found in Africa, that are Ahaggar and Tibesti Plateaus. Next, Rift Valleys. Next main heading, that is Rift Valley. That's another physical feature of Africa. Rift Valley. Already we learned about how to form this Rift Valley. That also shown here. The cracks will form the crust of the earth. Cracks will form that after a long time. These cracks will be widened. Then it will form as a Rift Valley. That is written here, the formation of a Rift Valley. A Rift Valley is a long and narrow valley with steep sides. Long valley, narrow valley with steep sides. The cracks which occur due to the movements in the interior. The cracks as shown in the first figure, figure A, cracks you can see as fault line. Fault line means a crack line. The crack lines you can see that cracks lines will form due to the internal movement, internal pressure of the earth. Are known as, these cracks are known as faults. When the land between two faults sink, it forms Rift Valley. When the land between two faults will be sink, then it will form the Rift Valley. Rift Valley and the steep sides are called Block Mountain. Rift Valley, then the downward portion is called the Rift Valley, and the upward portions are called the Block Mountain. So these are about the Rift Valleys. Then the Great Rift Valley of Africa is about 6,440 kilometers long and extends from, the Great Rift Valley of Africa extended from Red Sea to river Zambezi in the south. It is long and hence known as a Great Rift Valley of Africa. It has a chain of so many Rift Valleys together formed as a Great Rift Valley. So it is about 6,440 kilometers long and extends from Red Sea to the Zambezi. Another lakes which we can found in this Rift Valley are Lakes Rukwa, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi. Lake Malawi is another name, Lake Nyasa. Lie in an arc in a western Rift Valley chain. We can found these lakes like arc form. We can found in the western Rift Valley. Then Lake Victoria and Lake Chad are not in this Rift Valley. Lake Victoria and Lake Chad we can't found out. We can find in this Rift Valley. Next one, the last physical feature, that are drainage. We can start with the main features of drainage. There is a great fluctuation of volume of water with the season. Therefore, the rivers of this region are unfit for navigation. Fluctuation, water fluctuation means water variations will be there. There will not be always full volume of water will not be there. Some fluctuations will be there, because that's why these river regions are unfit for navigation. The mouths of these rivers do not favor the development of good ports. The ending portion, it's created as so many ports are there. Some good rivers portion, ending portion will create as good ports, but here this mouth of this rivers portion will not be developed good port. There are a few rivers which are perennial rivers. We know the perennial rivers. What are perennial river? Perennial river will have water throughout the year. Some rivers are perennial rivers too. There are many rivers with inland drainage. Rivers starting and ending in that inside the land. It means starting from the mountain and ends up into the water itself, not to the ocean. That is inland drainage. Yesterday also we discussed about the same word, inland drainage. So some important rivers are there in this Africa. We are going to discuss about that. First one, River Nile. First river, River Nile. River Nile originates in Lake Victoria. White Nile is the main tributary of River Nile. Tributary means the river which joins into the main river, a small river which joins into the main river. So Nile river's tributary is White Nile. Blue Nile also there. The Blue Nile is another tributary. Two tributaries are there. One is White Nile, another one is Blue Nile. Then Blue Nile in another tributary which originates from Lake Tana in Ethiopia. White Nile originates in that is also one tributary. Then Bahr el Arab is a tributary of White Nile in Sudan. Bahr el Arab is a tributary of White Nile. Then River Nile is 6,670 km long and is considered the longest river in the world. It meets the Mediterranean Sea in Egypt. Nile forms the most of famous delta, which is 250 km wide. Now at the ending portion of Nile River, Nile forms Nile Delta, which is 250 km wide width is. Okay, so Nile River's length 6,670 km. It originates from Lake Victoria. It has two tributaries, White Nile and Blue Nile. And White Nile has another tributary which is Bahr el Arab. Next Nile Delta is about Nile Delta. Already we told at the end of the ending portion of River Nile, Nile forms a delta, that is Nile Delta. In its northernmost reaches, the River Nile has deposited huge quantities. Delta we know, all the rivers are deposited, the silt, alluvium, all these deposit in one place, that will form as a landform, that is called as the delta. Here River Nile formed a delta, deposited huge quantities of silt and alluvium to form a fan-shaped Nile Delta. The Nile Delta split into two main channels and the base of the delta, which are interlinked by a dense network of canals and drainage channels. So many canals, it is split into different ways, and it is formed different small canals and small drainage channels. Next, River Zaire or Congo. In 5th class we learned about this River Zaire or Congo. Okay, it is a river of Central Africa. This river Congo or Zaire is located in Central Africa. It has many falls and rapids. Hence, it is not fit for navigation because of the rapids, waterfalls. This river is not fit for navigation. However, it has great hydel power. That means this river is used to produce hydroelectric power. Hydel power is written. By mistake, it is written HY4 only written, but it is used in the hydel power. Then, River Zambezi. Next river Zambezi. It is a major river of South Africa. The famous Victoria hydropower potential that is used in this river. So Ubangi and Kasai are its main tributaries. River Zambezi's main tributaries are Ubangi and Kasai. Next river Niger. It is one of the important rivers of West Africa. River Benue is the main tributary. So when we are learning this River Zaire, River Zambezi, River Niger, we should learn about its, if it is written, we should learn about its tributary too. Okay. Then next River Zambezi, already we learned about that. River Zambezi is a major river of South Africa. The famous Victoria waterfalls also located in this river. A huge dam has been constructed for hydel power. For generating hydroelectricity, huge dams are constructed in this Zambezi river. Some other important rivers in the Africa, that are Senegal River and Orange rivers, which drain into Atlantic Ocean. The Chad Basin is a large inland drainage basin. Chad Basin, Chad River is located there. That is Chad Basin. So this Chad Basin is a large inland drainage system. It is main river is Chad. Chad Basin located near the river Chad. So another rivers are Senegal and Orange rivers. Then last portion, lakes of Africa. Main lakes in the Great Rift Valley are Lake Victoria, Lake Chad, Lake Tanganyika. Lake Nasser and Lake Kariba are artificial which made by human being. The two lakes are the Lake Nasser and Lake Kariba. Another main lakes in Africa are Lake Victoria, Lake Chad and Lake Tanganyika. So that about this chapter and the physical features of Africa. That's all for today. Thank you all.